Hi and welcome to Market Vision's Short Takes. I'm Deepak Shenoy. Today I'm going to talk about the physical gold con job, about buying jewelry and how they rip you off. Let's look at the case first. The case involves a mail that came in from a reader who said he had gone to Tanish to buy some jewelry. He offered them some old jewelry as exchange and he gave them about 35 grams of gold. They tested it, they said it was about 20.6 carats. And he wanted to buy 25 grams of 22 carat gold ornaments. He still had to pay an extra 4,000 rupees. 35 grams, 25 grams, still 4,000. Let's look at what happened. So the calculations were he was buying 25 grams of 22 carat gold. The price was 1940 per gram, 48,500 for this. There was something called making charges, which is obviously the cost to make the ornaments, but the price was 14,000 rupees for making charges. Quite high, quite hefty, I think, but no, I don't know this industry, so 14,000 may be valid. Still, total payment need to be made was 62,500 rupees. Now at the same market price he was giving 35 grams of slightly lesser caratage gold, so he was given 20.6 carats, buying 22. So when you try to do the adjustment, you work it out to say, okay, well, 35 grams into 1940 per gram of 22 carat gold into 20.6 by 2022, which gives us about 63,600 rupees. So he was buying for 62,500. He gave them gold worth 63,600, but this should have squared off. But what they said was, we'll give you an 8% discount. That means we will buy your gold at 8% less than the market price. Net, he had to pay 4,007 rupees. Now, think about it. He gave 32.77 grams equivalent gold. Let's adjust the caratage. From 35 grams, you get 32.77 for 22 carat gold. He received 25 grams of gold. He still ended up paying 4,000 rupees. That is about 2 grams, a little more than 2 grams worth extra. Gave 32, got 25, ended up paying 2 grams worth. The major killers in this were the making charges, which is 14,000 rupees for these two ornaments, quite high. Other was the 8% loss when he sold them the gold. So they bought the gold from him at 8% less than the market price. This is like the bid-ask spread, really. This is the price at which they will buy back versus the price at which they'll sell to you. The takeaways here are jewelry is a horrible investment, and physical gold is just marginally better. There's no making charges. You can buy gold coins. There's no charge to really make coin, right? So there might be a gold coin, a bar, a brick. It comes from different denominations, from 1 gram, 5 gram, 10 grams to even kg or more. You will still pay the 8% spread. That means you'll still pay the market price when you want to buy it, and you'll have to pay 8%. You'll get 8% less when you try to sell the gold. And for reasons I'll explain later, do not buy physical gold from a bank. The other way to invest is to use exchange traded funds or mutual funds, really. If you buy on a brokerage, a bid-ask spread for something like gold bees is 5 rupees to 10 rupees per gram. That means you can buy at maybe 10 rupees higher than you can sell. This is less than 1%. Obviously there's no making charges, but you will pay your broker something in order to purchase the fund. This is usually of the order of 50 basis points or 0.5%. But you can't wear an ETF. Jewelry can be worn, you can consume it. You can't really do much with an ETF or even physical gold for that matter. And if you're really buying jewelry, Tanishq can still be good. For one, they guarantee you the weight and the caratage. So when you want to sell it back to them, they'll at least tell you that this is still 22 carats. You go to somebody else, they might say, no, this is only 21 carats. So that reduces your the value of the ornament that you have. But if you go back to Tanish, they'll say, well, I gave you 22 carats, so I'm going to buy it back at 22 carats, guaranteed. The other thing they do is they weigh and test the gold in front of you, give you an estimate for the exchange, and they tell you, okay, this is approximately what it might be. When you agree, they melt it, they reweigh the gold and they retest the purity and tell you the final value. Again, many reputed jewelers, not just Tanishq, but many reputed jewelers do this. Small jewelers may not. Now, banks don't buy the gold back. They can sell you gold, but you can't sell it back to them. Technically, they're not allowed by RBI, but the problem is two things. Banks sell you gold at much higher rates than market. So if it's 1940 per gram in the market, they'll sell you for 2000, 2100 sometimes. And they tell you, no, we give you the best purity and the best 24 carat or whatever. But take the same gold and say, well, I'll sell it back to you. How much will you pay me for it? They can't buy it back. So what do you have to do? You have to go to a jeweler. Jeweler will say, well, this is not 24 carats. This is 22 carats. Or this is, I won't pay you market price for this. I will pay you less than market price. So let's assume the price is 1940. You buy from a bank at 2000. The jeweler, when you go and sell it to a jeweler, the jeweler says 1940 is the market price. I'll give you 8% lesser. So that could be something like 1880. So you end up losing, maybe 8, 10, 12, 13% just between buying from a bank and selling to a local jeweler. This is criminal in a way. So you shouldn't really buy gold from a bank. Buy from a jeweler who will guarantee and buy it back at least. Don't bother with the banks. Now, smaller jewelers may con you. I don't say bigger jewelers won't, but I think it's more prevalent among smaller jewelers. They may coat like brass with gold, and then outside it looks very shiny, but it's just a coating. So when you go try and sell it, they'll melt it and say, oh well, most of this was something else. So you have that problem with smaller jewelers, but reputed big, large jewelers don't really have this kind of a problem. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'd love to hear your comments. Visit our Market Vision video channel on YouTube and obviously marketvision.in. Cheers.